The great split of realities has come. This is an individual and a collective message about what is going on in the unseen world and how we are splitting realities from a lower realm to a higher realm. We opened a portal live on TikTok called The Looking Glass. This is an alchemical art technique of covering a piece of paper with charcoal and allowing symbology, numerology, geometry, astronomy, and gematria to come forward from the unseen world. Our higher self, spirit guides, and even deceased loved ones come forward to tell us and even warn us how to behave and what to think and what to do in this great awakening and in this splitting of worlds that is occurring right now. Look at this piece with the two faces together around 12-ish. And the female is holding a wand, and out of the wand comes lightning. Like a thief in the night or like a strike of lightning, we shift realities, and it's a really good thing. So notice that there is a lower realm and a higher realm. We're going to talk about this lower realm and the higher realm from recorded history, from what other people are saying about it, and from the symbols in this piece. So some things that we're learning today are not in recorded history. The lower realm is a prison dominated by draconians, reptilians, archons, and principalities and powers which try to distract us, keep us in drama and fear, and keep our minds basically in a simulation or a matrix that renders us powerless. And they do this because they know a shift is coming. The second piece that we created for Tasha speaks of the new world that we're going to. And this new world is associated with the lion and the lion's gate, the god Ea, and gravity, anti-gravity really. So we're going to discuss all of these symbols, what the new world is going to look like, and what the old world was, so we know how to stay away mentally and spiritually from the old world so that we do not fall back there. We want to keep our minds on the kingdom of God. Seek first the kingdom of God, and we will bounce to the appropriate timeline where we can enjoy a collective consciousness, power, and basically become like superheroes. If this is your first time here, my name is Mary Moses. I'm an oracle and I go live on TikTok. If I get enough subscribers and followers on YouTube, I will be going live on YouTube soon. Spirit speaks in symbology. This is why when you dream of a car, a house, or a boat, it is a communication from spirit about your mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. Spirit often speaks through numerology, as numerology is the universal language. Animals are always a planetary communication or a communication from spirit guides. Just as the holy dove is a dove, the unicorn and the white horse and all of the animals here, the lion and even the snake, really reflect the stars. And they say that the stars are a communication from the gods and from spirit guides themselves. So let's get started. Let's talk about how we were in a mental prison and how we have been awakening. And let's talk about some of the things that these lower energies are doing to try to keep us from awakening and ascending or transcending over a wall. So when we look at the symbols from below, the wall is like Pink Floyd, The Wall. And even on the album cover, it shows a rainbow shooting through. And the story goes that if we can forgive and let go of all shame, ignorance, and narcissism, if we can hear a voice through our heart chakra, we will go through a portal over the wall. It is like following Christ, but it goes much deeper than that. If you really follow the story of Christ, the story of Mithra actually predates Christ and is the exact same story of Christ. So it's not really about worshiping Christ. It's really about awakening something within you and allowing this light to grow within you so much that you avoid these dominant controls here. So in Scientology, there's a god named Xenu, and they say that this god stole our souls billions of years ago and basically froze our souls and put us in this prison planet where we have no recollection of who we are or were. Some say we were sent here because we were murderers, but we should really kind of look into Scientology because Scientologists are a multi-billion-dollar cult or religion that kind of has some basis that I'm seeing in The Looking Glass. And they talk about operating thetans. They often show the operating thetans as an OT. And being frozen in a box with the letter Y here is some of their symbologies. Being frozen is a strange anomaly because it's kind of likened to the Tin Man who couldn't move until the anointing oil allowed him to move and find his heart. And so that's what we're doing here. So looking into what the operating thetans are, to give you a basic rundown of operating thetans, it's kind of like spiritual implants in your body, on your ethereal body, and it keeps us through food, through distraction, through media and lies, keeps us corralled like an animal in a mindset that perpetuates separatism, because we are one consciousness. And if we had the ability to go back to this one consciousness, we wouldn't believe any of these lies. And since we were cut or frozen, we were cut from our holy dove. This is the story of Maleficent being cut from our wings. And being cut from our wings is being cut from our collective consciousness, being cut from the truth, and being cut from our power and what we could offer: health, life, walking on water, raising the dead. Even Jesus said, if you believe in me, you can be as powerful as me and more. And here we are, the majority of the world, feeling separated and not seeing the Christ within themselves to become the Christ. So the operating thetan looks like the OT. It looks like a wall. So if you look at the letter T as a wall, this is the Scientologist symbol. If you see this anywhere out in the world, it is a Scientologist concept of being a wall. And so these energy implants, if you are under the wall, you are under their control. You are another brick in the wall. I'm going to tell you the story about Inanna, because Inanna was sent under the wall to the lower realm, and Enki saved her. So you have the name EA in your piece, and this is related to Enki. So Enki saving certain people from a lower realm and taking them to the higher realm is why you have the name Ea in your piece. Now, Ea is the god of water. Now, it says that Enki devised men as slaves, and this means that Enki may have saved Inanna, but Enki will not save man from the wall, from being under the wall. And there's some dark truths to being under the wall. Now, this number 11 is in your piece and is very significant. And the number 11 is the two towers. The twin towers reflects your twin flame. The twin towers were on fire, the twin flame. And this number 11 is very significant because the two towers looks like the number 11. 9/11 equals 11. Flight 77 had 65 passengers. 6 plus 5 equals 11. New York City has 11 letters in it. The state of New York is the 11th state to join the Union. 9/11 equals 11, all of that. But what we have to understand is this number 11 is about a lower realm. And 1111 is about a splitting of realms. And also note that the Twin Towers had 110 floors. This is 110. The number of people killed was 2792. 2792 equals 11. The goddess that is associated with the number 11 is Nuit, and you are holding two towers, and you are connected to the energy of Nuit. This is the energy you need to connect with, and this is the energy that you will become in your divinity. Nuit is the goddess of joy, the goddess of protection. Notice the Egyptian lying underneath her energy. It was never meant for us to worship Christ or any of these gods. It was only meant to connect with their energy, receive their downloads, and by extension, their protection, to expand our consciousness and grow our spirit so that we can become part of a collective consciousness, a mansion of many rooms, and a part of God's world, basically. So Nuit is my word is 6 and 50. So 56 is the number 11. And then here she says, my number is 11 and all their numbers who are of us. So all the people who are the number 11, Jesus Christ has 11 letters in his name. Every American president since 9/11 has 11 letters in their official name. Harry Potter has 11 letters. Dorothy Gale has 11 letters. Neo Anderson from The Matrix has 11 letters. Emerald City has 11 letters. Connecting with Nuit will help to guide you as a mother. She will look after and protect you and help you to let go and manifest new ideas and inspirations into your life. She will help you to look and listen to your surroundings. So this is about hearing the divine order of God, hearing the Spirit. Listen to what this TikToker has to say about the ascension and about the splitting of worlds.
Okay, so you know how everybody talks about the separation? I mean, we have talked about it here as well. Dolores Cannon talks about it. Bashar talks about it. Literally, everybody knows there's going to be a separation. And no one really says why the separation is supposed to happen. They just say it's going to happen. Now, I believe in order for them to tell us what the separation is or to show us why the separation is happening, they have to show us this. All right, this is a Fibonacci sequence, and this is a crystal spiral sequence. This is inorganic, this is organic. If you look over here at both of them, you will see that the Christos one, actually touches all 12, the very top you see touches the 12th template on the Katara, whereas the red one only comes down to here and touches the 11th one, because the fallen angels can't go above 11, and the 12 is ours. Now, each of these creates their own reality with their own geometry and their own laws. So right now we are experiencing the two timelines because we are right here. Before this line where they meet, we are right here. The line that they both meet over here and cross is the 144 point. That means that in the Fibonacci sequence, there's 144, which the 144 is right here. And in the crystal sequence, there's also 144 that they both meet right here. And once they meet, then once they cross paths, that's when the separation of realities are going to happen. And first it will go slow, and eventually they will separate far enough that will have completely different realities. Also, at the point where they meet, where the 144 point is where they meet, the Fibonacci sequence is going to eventually try to bring the crystal's spiral down, pull it down, and not allow it to touch D12. But that's not going to happen. The separation will happen, and then there will be two realities. There'll be the Fibonacci sequence reality, and there will be our reality. So what the Metatron and the Fallens are trying to do is to try to collect as much as frequency as possible so that when the fall happens, they will take as much as they can down there with them. Because remember, they can't generate energy. They have to suck energy out of what already is connected to source. So in reality, we have two timelines, an ascending timeline and a descending timeline. And it's our responsibility to make sure that we're aligning ourselves with the correct timeline. As usual, let me know.
This golden ratio spiral is shown on Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz begins in Munchkinland, those who are short of understanding under the dominating control of the reptilian Wicked Witch. And when we begin to walk this golden ratio, we are guided by Glinda. Glinda is the Corona Borealis. She reflects the Corona crown. And this Corona crown holds the blazing star of Solomon. It's the North Star. And this North Star is our Savior. Sirius B, the dog that Dorothy is following, is also part of that. Corona Borealis looks like a pink bubble surrounded by an emerald color. This pink bubble bubble is why Glinda came down in a pink bubble, and Emerald City is the wall that goes around the pink bubble. The corona borealis also looks like a rainbow that is connected to the 7 sisters and the 7 stars, and there happens to be 7 colors to the rainbow. So the corona borealis is a crown, and it's connected to serpents. So this serpent energy and the Draco energy is the reptilian Wicked Witch. It's something that happens in the stars that affects us all collectively. And so this spiral is also in many different movies, including The Last Mimsy, Lord of the Rings, Alice in Wonderland. The emerald color is the 7 portals. It's a portal. Your heart is a portal, and it's emerald in color, and it is the 4th heart chakra. 1111 equals 4. So the splitting is about going through a portal known as your heart chakra. And what happened to Dorothy when she finally went into Emerald City? Her and her 3 friends were cleaned. Scrub, scrub here, scrub, scrub there. We have to clean ourselves of all that is false. And it's also connected to the sun, because the number of the sun is 111, and it flips every 11 years. So these 2 towers with the number 11 was really talking about a flipping, a polar shift outside of ourselves and inside ourselves. So your grandmother is in bed. She committed suicide. She says that she had soul sickness because she was under mind control from these archons and reptilians. So she says to think about her is not really her. To think about her is to think about these reptilians. And so it's really important that we seek first this new kingdom, this new earth, and not look back into the matrix or even the people associated with it. As Christ said, let the dead bury the dead. Because according to your grandmother here, she says she's already lived 2 lives since she's passed. And since this passing, she has ascended, and she is over the wall, but the person she was, or that you knew, is not who she was. She was under mind control. And so to think of our moms, dads, aunts, uncles, even ourselves as this, that, or the other, will keep us in a lower realm, because none of it was true. We're going to a place of becoming our truth and our expansion, where before we were so limited that to label ourselves as anything will keep us in that world, if that makes sense. So they say that these draconians and these fallen angels cannot get past the number 11. They cannot go to the number 12. Is this why Christ left at 12 and had 12 disciples, and why Harry Potter left at 12? Because we have to move to the number 12 in order to shift away from the Muggle world, the Munchkin world, or the world of the people who are short of understanding. The new world is dominated by the lion, and this is Leo, this is the Lion's Gate, this is the Christ, this is Mithra, this is the sun. The horses are connected to Helios. The Helios is below your chin. You are Nuit, and you have the number 11. Your energy came, your higher self, your true self came in 2001. And so you've gone through a major awakening since 2001. And these horses are your spirit guides, and they are trying to transform your brain and your heart, to switch from your head to your heart and begin to hear a voice that is not in the matrix. It's within you, and it is connected to the sun. My friend Indigo sent me this about the Lion's Gate in my messages. We are now moving in the best part of the Lion's Gate portal. It's a powerful Syrian stargate. We are continuing to feel a huge influx of energies as we get closer to the 8-8 portal. The entire cosmos is in such a deep alignment right now. Our sun, Sirius, and Orion are now aligned with the galactic center and are rising together. The 3 stars of Orion's belt align perfectly with the 3 pyramids of Giza. 2 lions hold open this gateway. It's guarded by the constellation Leo and the Sphinx. These energies activate the heart of the lion, Regulus, and of course our own heart chakra. Look at these energies as opening heaven's doors. We are going to be continuing to receive lots of DNA activations this week, each major solar plexus activations in these energies. Expect these energies to continue till the 12th too. As these energies are flooding the planet, they are activating the ley lines and the earth grids. These energies are powerful for manifesting. These events are getting new meaning with the ascension that is happening currently. The 8-8 portal is powerful for any twin flames. Even if you just sense that you are one or have one, the 8-8 portal is an infinity portal. It's here to remind us that some love between souls is infinite. Past life connections are coming back around. In this lifetime, we are going through a huge expansion right now. Pay attention to any dreams, signs, intuitive hits, or nudges you're getting right now. The messages are coming through. Synchronicity is at an all-time high. Spirit is making moves, and you should be too. Especially pay attention if you're being guided towards love right now. The most powerful meeting between souls are happening here on Earth during this time. So you are being guided by the horse. And this white horse is kind of like Gandalf the Gray, who turned into Gandalf the White. This is an alchemical symbology of transforming from lead to gold. And when we switch from the moon to the sun, from our head to our heart, we get a spirit guide, like a lion. And so you have a unicorn and a white horse, and this is about purity and innocence. It's really about purifying all that is false out of your mind and emotional center. So if you are polarized by anything that is false, if you get triggered by things people say, you still have self-importance, or you may still have some things about yourself that has not been healed, you have to become nothing. Go through the eye of the needle. And this means dying before you die. Let go of who you were so that you can have an empty cup in order to become who you are meant to be. And it is half flesh, half spirit. You've been alone without your spirit guide for so long. It's time to allow your higher self to help you merge toward truth and power. So this white horse energy is going to help you become an oracle, a psychic, and have intuition. Realize that when you dream, you're not just dreaming of yourself, you're seeing through other people's eyes, you're becoming a collective consciousness. It's about taking the weight off of your shoulders and allowing a divine spirit to help you and guide you. It's also telling you that you are protected. You are no longer under the wall. The dark ones can no longer detain you. They cannot see you. You have gone up over a wall. And so you are being protected. So just feel confident that you're being protected. You just have to follow life energy. Anything that is of the matrix is death energy. Ignorance, narcissism, shame, self-importance, selfishness, ignorance even is a big one. Make sure that we awaken and we learn and persist in all efforts. Now notice the balloon here. This is the god Helios, and Helios is the cone-headed being. This goes back to Armenia and the Armenians that look like the cone heads. They were supposedly androgynous. And Helios is, of course, connected to the sky, and Helios is connected to these horses. So Nuit and Helios are somehow one in one. And if you are androgynous, we were born in the moon. The god of the moon was named Sin. The Sumerians say that these beings were androgynous. They had 6 fingers and 6 toes. And if that was our original form, Adam was Eve, Eve was Adam, then you are half Nuit, half Helios. So your male form is Helios, your female form is Nut or Nuit. Now, King Solomon speaks of or shows Nut as being the chalice. Now, if you notice, the bell upside down looks like the chalice of Nut. So there's a lot of things to get into and to study, and I encourage you to study all of these ancient myths and just understand that these stories really reflect what goes on within you and how it affects your outer reality and how it affects us collectively. But it really is talking about an ascension, a transcendence over a wall, and ultimately a splitting of worlds. So you are holding the 2 towers in your hands. So somehow Nuit had something to do with the 2 towers. The water reflects the energy that you're going to use for power is water. Some people get power from air or earth or fire, and your power is water. Water and sky. So clouds, rain, and water. The tree that was cut around 4 o'clock reflects that we were cut from a lower realm. And we learned from that lower realm, so it was beneficial in some ways, but we are no longer part of that lower realm. We have ascended, we have transcended. Being in Emerald City is really being protected from the reptilian Wicked Witch. Being in Hogwarts is a protection from the Muggles and from a lower vibe energy. So it's not okay at this time to think on that old world. It is paramount that we shift our diet, shift what we eat and drink, shift our friendships, and shift who we think about, because indulgence is a form of worship. This new world, we won't need cell phones. You can just think of someone and they will feel you and hear you. So you are now wearing the crown, the corona crown, and the Bible speaks of the crown as being a marriage. It's a marriage of flesh and spirit. You marrying the horse, basically, your spirit guides, and becoming half flesh and half spirit, like Maleficent finding her wings. And they warn and say that there is a possibility that these dark ones can take your crown. But the Gospel of Philip says if you maintain enlightenment, if you fill yourself up with light, a rainbow light body, your heart emanates a rainbow light, the dark ones cannot detain you, and you will ascend up over the wall, and they cannot, and then you're in a brand new world. You're in a world of truth. Your heart and the spirit guide will lead you in all truth, and these truths aren't found in the Bible because the 7 spirits of God don't teach how to become the Christ in the Bible. It really takes going through a portal and trusting and have faith that what you are being taught is leading you to a new world, heaven on earth, or heaven. So this is a mirror world. They say we live in a mirror world, and you now look like a superhero. You have a uniform on, and you have 2 horses beside you, and you are like driving a spaceship or something, and you have the horses behind you, and you are very, very powerful. So this is the truth of actually who you are. On the spirit realm last night, I saw someone who had spine issues, and she was taking prescription medication. The dark ones want to make many of us fall through many prescripted agendas. So whether it's food, dogmatic religion, prescriptions that render us powerless. This person had spine issues, was taking prescription medication, and this dragon came and ate her. And she was taken from her timeline, and she fell into a lower realm. And then I saw many people who were split into a new world, putting on superhero uniforms and becoming part of like the Incredibles, and really stepping into their power. So people were disappearing, like they were just disappearing from this dragon energy. And so we're being warned. Watch out with prescription medication. Watch out with this corona. It doesn't just mean crown. It is a spiritual virus, and it is a warning that we must fill ourselves up with truth and enlightenment and forgiveness through that heart chakra, so that we can step into our superhero outfit and split into the world that we are destined and designed to split into. Because we were infant souls, and we had to grow through pain. And once we split, we don't look back. We will turn to stone, basically. We don't look back. And these fallen angels want to keep us in a lower realm, of course, because we are their slaves. And so stay ignorant, then you stay their slave. Awaken, and you can split and step into a different reality, kind of like Harry Potter, where Harry Potter flew. And apparently, according to your symbology, it is going to be a place of limited gravity, so we will be able to float or fly. This is your piece as a mandala. Also, remember that the great and mighty wizard went into a hot air balloon. This is the god Helios, and letting go of dogmas and religions that revered a great and mighty wizard that wasn't so great and mighty. And also the woman that had the back pain with the spine issues. This is also in The Wizard of Oz, where Dorothy was put to sleep by the poppy. The poppy is known as chasing the dragon. It's an opium. It's part of the opiate heroin. So when we take Oxycontin or codeine, it actually has opium in it, and it puts us asleep and keeps us out of Emerald City. When Glinda put the snow on Dorothy, this is a symbol of the white horse becoming as white as snow and following Spirit and the voice of Spirit so that we can wake up and make it to that new heaven. The kingdom of heaven is within us. We just have to hear that dog, Divine Order of God, Toto, and make it into that kingdom or that mansion of many rooms. And so you have already ascended. You just have to listen to that dog, that horse, and go through a marriage. Put on that crown and fly over the 7 colors of the rainbow to open your 7 chakras and heal the 7 wounds of Christ by listening to the 7 spirits of God. And I thought you might like to hear what your higher self, which is you, has to say to you from the future. Olivia Newton-John just passed away, and I want to encourage you to believe in magic at this time. Believe that things are shifting and changing. Alignments are occurring. Look at the words of the song Magic, and it's the words as if your higher self is talking to you. Adopt the heart of a child and let go of the past and forgive. Go through the eye of the needle and become nothing, become no one, and then you will become everything and everyone, a collective consciousness, a horse of many colors. Come take my hand, you should know me. I've always been in your mind. You know I will be kind, I'll be guiding you. Building your dream has to start now. There's no other road to take. You won't make a mistake, I'll be guiding you. But you have to believe we are magic. Nothing can stand in our way. You have to believe we are magic. Don't let your aim ever stray. And if all your hopes survive, destiny will arrive and bring all your dreams alive for you. From where I stand, you are home free. The planets align. It's so rare. The promise is in the air, and I'll be guiding you. But you have to believe that we are magic. Nothing can stand in your way. You have to believe that we are magic, and don't let your aim ever stray. And if all your hopes survive, destiny will arrive and bring all your dreams alive for you. My name is Mary Moses. If you would like a reading, go to forestfairy.com.